Okay, so I've actually decided to change something. I'm going to take the fans off the CPU cooler and I'm going to move the radiator to over here onto these two fans. It's just too close onto the on the motherboard for my opinion for radiator because I can't upgrade the RAM, add more RAM without taking off the top piece. So I'm just going to take the radiator and I'm going to rotate it a little bit and put it right here on top of these two fans, which means I have to take this off, take these fans on, off, put them back onto this case, and then take this off and then put it onto these fans. The reason why I want them behind these two fans is these fans are RGB. They're going to be glowing, and I want to see it from the front side of the case. But I can't do that if the radiator's in front of the way, so I'm going to actually use these fans in a push formation to push through the radiator and then exhaust out the top and out the back so that you can take cold air in front and move hot air, because naturally hot air rises, right? So that's something that you want to keep in your mind. Hot air rises, so we're going to take cold from the front, pull it in, and send it up out the back. Again, using the motion of hot air rising out of the case. So,
hi YouTube. In the previous video, we took the assembled motherboard and installed it into the Crystal 570X case, then proceeded to do a second successful post test. In this video, we are going to see about changing the position of the radiator, which did not go the way I had hoped. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
okay, so I decided against moving the fans. I actually took them off and tried to size them up against here, and the radiator spacing is too large for these fan hole placements, so I actually can't mount my radiator here. Unfortunately, if I want to add RAM to my computer, I'm going to have to take out my radiator. Well, just like lift it up, put my RAM in, and place it down. We are at this point of the build. If you check it out, where you've got everything pretty much set up, it looks fantastic. Just need to do some wire cleanup, which I will get to shortly, and that's totally okay. But for now, I think what I need to do is install the power supply. So flip this all the way around and grab our power supply, plug the cables because they're just going to get in the way. Okay, power supply goes in like this. Oh, but we want to make sure the fan is blowing down, so we want to go in the opposite way. So we're going to go in like this. So we have 4 holes. Now some people like to use thumb screws in the back of their computer. I disagree with that, so I am not going to. Okay, next I think we should do just a little bit of wire cleanup, which I really need to do because I got some extra stuff up here. I think this one is actually garbage, and by garbage I mean it's just going to be tucked in unused. But the CPU fans need to be plugged in, so rotate again. Option for a CPU fan and CPU optional fan. I'm going to guess, and I have read the manual, so I shouldn't say I'm guessing, that both are needed because the BIOS doesn't like to operate without detecting a CPU fan. And I think the reason we were able to post previously is because we had the AIO installed. So it detected that there was still a cooler on the CPU. But for thermal protection, it often doesn't let anything like that happen. Oh, yes, I have forgot to mount the CPU. So we need to, not mount the CPU, mount the motherboard. I've put in 3 screws just to get it out of the way, but we still need to add 5 more. Let's do that. Okay, I didn't check my camera, so I've lost a bunch of footage. I'm not sure where I lost, but I'll bring you up to speed. We've installed the power supply. We've installed a hard drive. My hard drives are nice because they've just got a thumb screw and they slide right up and come right out, which works great. Now I'm putting my tiny solid state in. Unfortunately, it's just 120 gig, but it runs some of the games that I want to do. But I have that NvMe now, so I'm probably going to use that for my primary games that I have. Even though it's a terabyte, I am going to divide it so that I have a operating system hard drive, which I usually make about 120 gigs, 150 gigs, and the rest of it I'll use for gaming because I love when I move fast. Check that out. Okay, so we have both hard drives in. Oh, look, I just realized what I have over here. Okay, let's undo what I just did. From my front office. When you take off screws, don't let them drop almost into the back inside of a guitar. That would suck. As I drop yet another one. This maybe? That's a super big stretch. That's exactly how it goes. So it became a cartridge. As you can see, it launches itself back out. Now it just sits in place. It's a solid state, so it doesn't really matter that it's not screwed to the case. So I have 3 hard drive spaces left for hard drives. And I know you're thinking, but I can only see 2. How does that make sense? I've got one here for another solid state. I've got one here for another normal hard drive. And then my PC, my motherboard rather, has yet a second NvMe slot. So this one we used earlier, this one is still available. So there's still another M2 drive or NvMe drive that I can put here. So there's still 3 more hard drives that I can put into this case. Okay, I think our next step is going to be cabling. So we're going to put in the power cable for the GPU, for the motherboard, and for the CPU. And then hopefully find a way to make it work for all the fans too. My case came with these Velcro strips. They are fantastic. On top of the Velcro strips, I have some zip ties, which, we probably won't use, but they're there anyways. On top of that though, my power supply as well came with some larger zip ties, which again, probably won't use anyways. So they're there in case we do need them though. So what I'm gonna do here is twist this a little bit. You're gonna see me sticking cables, hopefully you're gonna see me sticking cables through the cable slots.